Hello guys, welcome to phonesabout.com. We are going to take a quick look at Doogee Valencia2, which is also known as Y100. This is the pro version of the phone, which is more powerful, actually has more memory than the regular version. It's not a new phone, but we decided to take a quick look because this is perhaps the new basic standard for the smartphones, which we are going to see in the near future. Before we take a look at the phone, let's take a look at the box and its contents. You can see some of the specifications on the back. The phone is equipped with 5-inch HD display. You can see the resolution right here. It's equipped with MTK6735 quad-core processor, which we are used to see that it's a really powerful one. However, this one here is 6735P, which is clocked just at 1 GHz, but we'll talk more about it later. The phone comes with Android 5.1 and it has 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of ROM memory. That's why it's called Pro version, because it has increased RAM and ROM amount. And the unit has two cameras, the back one made by Sony, which is 8 megapixels, but its software interpolated to 13 megapixels, and the front one is 5 megapixels, and again it has a software interpolation to 8 megapixels. Let's take a look inside the box. What you can see here is a protector, which perhaps was sent by our seller. We are not sure if the phone comes with such protector from the factory. And there is a quick guide made by Doogee, so you can take a look at it. But if it's not your first smartphone, perhaps you won't need to check it at all. Okay, we have here a screen protector, and by the way, we already had a screen protector on our screen, so it's a spare one. And right here we see a charger, which has the Doogee branding, USB cable, and some headphones. They don't look like the cheapest Chinese one, so perhaps they're at least they have some adequate performance. Okay, and let's go back to the phone. The phone has interesting design. We can say that it's really interesting because it looks like a metal polish, however it's all plastic. It's said that the glass is 2.5D curved glass. This means that it is curved right here. It's difficult to feel it unless it is in your hands. It feels relatively heavy, perhaps it's about 150 grams, but at the same time it's really easy to hold. The phone is compact, so we like it. What you can see at the bottom is just the microphone hole right here. And we have the power and the volume rocker on the right side, the micro USB and the audio jack right here. Nothing on the left side. On the back, it's just the camera, the flashlight, the Doogee logo, and the speakers, which are right here at the very, very bottom. So that's all. It's not easy to open the phone because it doesn't have like a special place where you can put your finger in just to open it, and you can open it from any side. We prefer to do it at the bottom. As we said, it's not very easy. You can hurt perhaps your nails, so be careful when you're doing this. Right under the lid you can see the 2000, and let me see where the capacity is written. It was on the back on the battery, but we have our phone turned on at the moment, so we won't put out the battery. It's 2200 milliamperes. This is the battery which Doogee used for this phone. It's a dual SIM phone, one micro SIM card and one mini SIM card, which is like a standard. And here is the slot for the extra SD card, which you can put for the extra memory. Okay, let's put it back and take a quick look at the phone. As we said, the phone comes with Android 5.1. Perhaps it won't not perhaps, but we are sure that it won't receive any further updates and will stick with this software. But we are surprised because we received a small auto updates with our Doogee. So seems that they're trying at least to fix some bugs, which probably the phone has. Let's increase the brightness just a little bit so you can see the screen better. Okay, this is the default dark theme which the phone comes from with. Maybe we can do it a little bit lighter so it's easier to see. Actually, we don't have lighter. All the wallpapers by default are really dark. So Doogee went with dark right here. Okay. Uh, there is an interesting customization right here of the icons. As you can see, they're transparent, really minimalistic. So this is the standard icons of Doogee, which the phone comes with. It's an Android 5.1. You can say this even by the notification and the settings shortcuts. Let's take a look just at this section. As you can see, it's 5.1. It's right here. Okay, we mentioned something about the processor because this is not the standard MTK6735, which usually is really powerful. This is just clocked at 1 gigahertz. And we found that this processor perhaps is the next MTK 83, 83, 8532, which was one of the most popular processors used with lots of phones in the past, with Android KitKat and with Android Jelly Bean. We are used to see decent performance by this processor, so it's the same deal here. The processor is clocked at lower frequency, just 1 gigahertz, but it is a 60-bit processor, so the performance is almost identical. We are not going to run any test, but instead we'll just show you some screenshots of the tests we made. And here is the Antutu test. It's not a really high score, but we can tell you that actually our Antutu crashed before it completes the test, so perhaps the score could be a little bit more. But this is the same processor as MTK8532, absolutely the same performance. It won't impress you with any of the benchmarks. You can see Geekbench 3 here. By the way, you can follow the link under our review, and you can see more detailed reviews with more screenshots and more tests. It's really not impressive, but it can do the everyday job. And as you can see, there is no lag. You see that Doge even here removed the transitions, they removed the animations, perhaps to increase the performance, but it works and it can serve you really good for your everyday tasks, but don't expect too much of this phone. Okay, the camera is 13 megapixels, but it is software interpolated, so the actual size is 8 megapixels. It takes decent pictures at daylight. However, we are not very pleased with the details with the picture reviews. Maybe we don't have the best conditions right here to take a shot, but we'll just show you because once you zoom the pictures, the details gets really grainy. The pictures are good unless you zoom them too much because uh, the details are not really fine. They're not really fine, and don't expect to make any masterpiece with this phone, but it will serve you just as good as the price is. The camera has lots of settings. They're typical for the Chinese smartphones, which you can see lots of different settings like smile shot, face detection, and so on. You can change the resolution, the preview size. You can change lots of with the video as well. There are different shooting modes. You can see more information about them in our detail review, which you can find just under the video. Follow the link and you get more information about the different picture modes, but they're pretty much the same. just like every other Chinese smartphones we have reviewed, so we won't take more attention to it. Uh, about the performance, we can say that this phone has no issues. We already said it, but don't expect too much. It will just serve you good as your daily driver, and it will do all the tasks, but not too fast. Let's just visit one site to see how the browser performs. We are doing this with Google Chrome, although it has already installed browser. Okay, you see it works just fine. No troubles browsing the screen, browsing the internet, I'm sorry. At the same time, the gaming performance is just on par with other smartphone with the same class. It's not a top notch, but you can still play most of the titles without any issues. You tried some gameplay with Asphalt 8, or we can say something about the speaker right here. The quality of the speaker is something we would point as average, but all the melodies which are played when the phone is ringing and all the notification sounds, they're just terrible. They're just terrible because mm, perhaps there is something wrong with some of the tunes which the phone plays, and some of the tunes are played really bad, really bad. If you're looking at some video or maybe listening to music, it's good, but if the phone is ringing and if you receive some notification, it makes one ping, which is really annoying. So this is Asphalt 8, the typical game we used for our reviews. You just see how the phone performs. I'm pretty sure we already said this, so I don't know why we have to go through all of this again. Okay, let's just no, please, no tutorials. And thank you for the advertisement, Game Loft. You can see the navigation buttons right here. By the way, there no backlight, so it's just drawing. Don't expect to see them in a dark room. They're just drawings, so there is no backlight. You see there are no frame drops or anything like this. The phone is doing just fine, even with this processor which we are calling the new basic. It works just fine. We think this is enough. You see that the game works just fine. No issues with that. So we're just going to check a few more things about the phone. The battery, as we mentioned, is 2200 milliamperes. So we can say that we are pleased with the battery performance. It's just what we expected from the phone. Maybe Doogee either used a battery with the real capacity they mentioned, because sometimes the Chinese manufacturers don't do that and they put battery with smaller capacities, or they made some software optimization, because you can expect this phone to stay at least 2 days with regular use. There is no problem about that. We managed to get about 50% of the phone at the end of the day by playing some games, having some software tests, and browsing at the internet. So 50% down for one day with moderate to heavy use is pretty good result considering the price. And while talking about the price, you can buy these phones for about $120. It's pretty good for a quad-core processor, 2 GB of RAM memory, X16 GB of ROM memory. So any final words we have about the phone? Well, $120, decent battery life, decent camera, decent processor, not so good audio, decent screen, good viewing angles because it's an IPS one. It's not a bad deal. If you're looking for a cheap phone which offers more than the other, you can consider Doogee. But as we said, don't expect too much from it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.